So I think I'm gonna like share my supernatural experiences. I don't think they're a big deal, so don't expect anything huge, but like, uh, I just figured I would share because I realized I have a lot of stories about supernatural experiences that I've had throughout my lifetime and didn't even know what was going on until like my awakening. So I had recently moved into this house in like high school. We had just gotten like this new house, and it was nice because like we was like, oh, we're finally getting to move. It was like my senior year, and I was like, okay, cool. Like we have like a nice big house for like really nice senior prom pictures or whatever. And I have had all kinds of people come over to this house, and it didn't matter what their religious background was. Some of them didn't believe in shit, and one thing that they knew for a fact, even though they did not have any kind of belief system or anything, was the fact that there was a presence in this motherfucking house. And nobody wanted to go to like this half basement area. It was level with the ground outside, so it wasn't really a real basement. And nobody really wanted to be in like that living space because it was like a second living room and it had like the fireplace. Um, my room was fine, but it also wasn't finished, so nobody like stayed in there. So when I had friends over, they didn't like stay the night. And while it was being finished up, I was sleeping on the couch. Now, this is where shit got freaky for me. Um, so I had to teach myself how to sleep on my back because I had cracked ribs at one point and it was really, really uncomfortable to sleep on my sides, which is my normal way of sleeping. And this was, and on top of that, and being busty. But this was the last time that I ever did because I had a dream that I was trying, like, I was on the ground on all fours or like laying down half, like propped up on my elbows. And everybody that was in the room with me, because like in my dream I was in the downstairs living area, but I was actually sleeping in the upstairs living area. And in my dream, everybody that I knew at the time was in the same room talking to each other. Nobody was paying attention to me. Nobody was, even the people that had never been in the house before, was just talking amongst themselves. And I was just like, okay, this is fucking weird. And I was trying to like say something, but every time I was like breathing in, it felt like I was actually breathing out. And this kept happening and I was like, what the fuck? I can't breathe. And then I started to see this like shadow manifest and start like drawing the breath right from my body in the dream. And I was like, when I started to see that, I was like, oh, hell no. And I don't know what it was that got me out of that dream, but when I woke up, I saw that shadow fully awake because I don't wake up like not knowing where I am. I wake up fully fucking aware thanks to trauma. But I saw that fucking shadow. One minute it was next to me, the next it was running and jumping out the fucking window in broad motherfucking daylight. And when I told somebody about it, they said it was like a succubus. And I was just like, okay, to this day, I don't know what the fuck that was. But that was the last time I ever slept on my back and the last time I slept upstairs. So then after that, and the fact that it was daytime did not make a damn difference. So yeah, me being afraid during the day versus the night was just not gonna serve anything. But when I started sleeping in my room after like I got the carpet and the walls painted, I could not sleep without music because every time I closed my eyes, it was like that scene in Lord of the Rings where like Frodo gets in a pinch and it's like really early in the Fellowship of the Rings where he gets in a pinch and he puts on the ring, and it's like right before he gets stabbed, it's like he puts on the ring and they can still see him, and they're like hovering over him, and that's what I would kind of see, but like instead of it looking like fuzzy, it was just like shadows. Like I had shadows standing over me. Like I could see my room, and it was just like a bunch of shadow people like standing over me, like surrounding me, leaning over me, like. And I was just like, what the fuck? Hell no. Like I had to sleep with the radio on. And mind you, them commercials would get real mad. And this is why to this day I absolutely hate Shanko company freaking commercials, because them things used to wake me the fuck up. And the radio was the only thing that I could play that didn't need a battery or to like keep on like restart, because I was wearing out my CDs trying to freaking have something going in the background. And yeah, so these shadow things, like every time I closed my eyes, it was like that fucking scene in Lord of the Rings where he had put on that ring and saw the whatever it was standing over him. I can't remember the goddamn name of them things, but that was freaky. This house was fucking crowded, and I would fucking I felt it, but to be able to like close my eyes and immediately see it was fucking insane to me. Now, mind you, supernatural experiences was not anything new that I'd like. It's not something that I had never heard of. It's just that it's never something that I consciously knew I was experiencing. And this was like the first time that I had like full on solid, I've seen it with my own eyes type proof that something other existed. Um, and then, well, I wouldn't say that I was aware of. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I could not, I never slept without something playing in the background. Even when I moved out for a while and then moved back in, like I think I still had something playing on the TV because I was just like, nah, this place is just too crowded for me. I can't breathe. But then there was the downstairs bathroom, and it's funny because we had a dog at the time, and he used to like sniff at the door a lot, and just like sniff and scratch at the door a whole hell of a lot. And then I realized that that wasn't him, because I was like in that bathroom, and then I went back upstairs and I was like why y'all just letting this dog sit here and sniff and scratch at this dang door while somebody's trying to use the bathroom? And they're like, he's outside. And I was like, what the fuck? So then what the fuck was sniffing and scratching at the door? Now, actually, we actually had two dogs at that time, but the other one didn't go down there and didn't do that. So yeah, there was also something, we called it the zombie apocalypse bathroom because it had no windows, and it was basically like a really small bathroom with enough room for a toilet and a sink. And every time I went in there, it didn't matter if the dog was out or not, it wasn't him at that door. And at some point, he had actually grown out of that habit. So to this day, no idea what creature was living in that, well, unliving in that house and sniffing and scratching at that door like that, or why that house was so fucking crowded. But yeah, that is my haunted house story, I guess. I'll do the rest some other time.